As you can see, boys and girls, we're going to talk about Tomb Raider. Yes, the sexy goddess of adventure survival games herself. The absolute GOAT. The one who started it all, ended it all, and began it all. And the one we're talking about is the one that I played first. And I know what you oldies are thinking out there with your gray hair and your pubes growing sideways and angrily. What? This isn't even the best one. I don't care, man. This is the first one I played, and I loved this game. And I got a few reasons why. And don't worry, you're gonna see. Just take a real nice look right there. There's two reasons for me to love the game instantly. Because this game is wet and ready for me to ride it. It is juicy. It's the type of stuff that if I was walking in the house after a long day's work and I walked into my bedroom and my wife was just laying there and she's ready for it, that's how I feel when I fire up this modern Tomb Raider franchise. It's juicy, it's cheeky, it's fun. The gameplay is fluid. But one of the main breakdowns of this game that really showed me that I could like this style of game, and eventually I ended up even playing Uncharted, which I will have a video of Uncharted for you, even though I make all the jokes about staring at Nathan Drake's ass. If I were gonna swing sideways for a guy in this adventure genre, it's Nathan Drake. Alright? There, I said it. I make the jokes about staring at dudes' ass, but come on. If you're gonna choose between this game and Nathan Drake's game, look at these juicy cheeks and tell me this isn't the right decision to be playing this game. And this game kind of boils down into a few sections. Like all survival games, it boils down to climbing sections, puzzle sections, and shooting and action sections. Now, the problems I've had with some of the other games, like I talked about Hydrophobia, is some of these games that are trying to emulate the greatness that is Uncharted, that is Tomb Raider, is when games don't jump into action fast enough, when they just focus on the good climbing or the good puzzles, or they're like, well, we have a couple puzzles. No, you have to have like great puzzles. Like this is one of these early ones. This is early on in the game, and I loved this little puzzle. It comes with a great set piece. It ends with a cool water sliding segment, which is like, that's how you should be doing puzzles in this type of game. Is you create big set pieces, you go into new sections, and to be honest, that's what it's about. This didn't go in a sliding section. I apologize. Hang me from the rafters by my toes, and then edge me, and then never let me come. That is how I feel. Oh, it is a sliding section. I was right. Let me come, baby. Let me come. I don't even care that it's not that big of a sliding section. It's a sliding section. But the fact that this game put in the time to do these sections right, to have these platforming sections be insane. And this came out on the Xbox 360, mind you. So when I play some of the other games from this generation that are trying to emulate what this game, I know this is the end of the generation type game. I think I let myself die here so that you can see the glorious kill animations in this game. Yes, I did. Oh, look at her get crushed. That is another great little detail I put in this game that I felt like you never really get as good of in Uncharted or anything else. And there's your logo flash if you really wanted one. Is this game truly likes to milk those juicy ass deaths. There are some great deaths in this game, and it was one of the first times I was like, holy shit, we're just killing women like this now? We're just beating up bitches? I feel like I need to stay in the trailer park. I need to move back into, I've never lived in the trailer park, but I need to move back into one and beat me some women, because that's the type of vibes that these death animations run. I mean, just that crushing, rough blow. And the fact that you're getting chased by these creepy ass dudes. And this game kind of boils down to, you have like some weird enemy guys that are showing up with guns. You gotta kill them, disperse them. You got, which is fun. I mean, these little like super militia guys are absolutely insane and fun to kill. They're so much of a fun like murder spree, and this whole game takes place in like Japan, or like an island off of Japan, and you're trying to find treasure. Surprise, surprise. But the real wild part of this game is it's not trying to find treasure and you're a experienced Lara Croft. You see, they rebooted the franchise. They thought it needed a fresh new ass to fill those juicy jeans, and they decided, let's make Lara not as tough as she used to be. She ain't dual wielding pistols over here. She's not ready to take the shit that she's always been able to take. No, she has not had anal yet. She hasn't spread that sweet hole to make that shit happen. So she has to like go through the trials and tribulations to get to that point, and you feel all of that in the game. And the story of this game really makes you feel Lara going from somebody who just was here to look for treasure to somebody who's really excelling and found the career that they love, something that I wish to find one day. Maybe it'll come to me, or maybe I'll find it and then end up like Boogie2988 and dumping all my money into crypto and then complaining to everybody I'm broke. But anyways, this game really does make you feel the stress that Lara goes through at every second of the gameplay, and you feel for the other characters. And I'm not going to spoil all the deep twists and turns of the story, and there is secrets at the end of each one of these modern games where you fight like I don't even know. It turns a little sci-fi. Let's just go with that. It turns a little sci-fi in each one of these games toward the end, where you fight some new experience crazy creatures and monsters or whatever may have you. I had to cough. I am so sorry. But you end up fighting something cool like that. And I think that's what I really love about these games, because even like when I was playing Uncharted, I found I don't want to get too much in Uncharted because I have enough to make a video on that. But there's always a point in these games where you hit that moment where you're going to excel past the normal typical goon guy. You're not just fighting against some other adventurers trying to get the treasure, but you're also fighting something supernatural, and this game does it so well. It truly makes you feel like the game is hitting its apex, where you're having your popcorn in the movie theater type moment, and it doesn't take the control out of your hands to do it. You feel like you're fighting your way through this game. Now, is this game difficult? Absolutely. The gameplay I'm playing here was on easy because I was doing a second run through of the game to get a little more footage, and it can be kind of difficult for me getting footage right now, considering my internet is basically two old guys rubbing each other off in as fast as they can to create kinetic energy to power the internet. And let me tell you, one, they can't get up, and two, they can't create the momentum to really power jack and shit. So I'm over here really not getting any good footage. But for the most part, this game does have really good combat, especially for most adventure games. And third-person shooters can be really finicky with the game, with gunplay when it comes down to it. For me, that's one of the biggest problems I have when I go from a first-person shooter where the gunplay feels phenomenal and I'm really engaged to a third-person game where it feels kind of clanky. It always feels a little clanky when you're playing a third-person shooter. Even some of the ones I love the most, like Max Payne and stuff, it always feels a little janky. But this game, when it ranks up there with some of the best third-person shooters of this generation, I think it really, really, really does. I think that everything works the way it was intended. The jumping works great. The kill animations, the slow motion moments like this that I'm showing you here, they really, really feel like great set pieces, and you really feel like a badass. But let me tell you, when you're playing this on the normal and hard difficulties, you mostly sneak, you mostly prepare yourself, you mostly hunt down cover and try to juck and jive away from all the grenades and stuff thrown at you. When you play through this game on easy, you play through it like you're playing Max Payne, which, I mean, depending on what kind of game, third-person gamer you are, I really like when a game lets you feel like kind of God on an easy mode, but then also feel the survival game that you're supposed to feel with it. So the fact that you can play it in two very different styles and almost play two very different games, I think is really cool. I like when games do that, because sometimes you'll drop the game to easy and the enemies will just be as spongy, and you're still taking just as long as on combat as you would on the harder difficulties, and you're like, why did I even drop it down? Because I dropped it down more because I was annoyed with how long enemies were taking to die. Not in this game in particular, but every time I start to think about this, I think about Spider-Man. God, is that game the most spongy fucking game ever made. But anyways, this game really does make you feel like a badass. You really do feel the pain for Lara. You feel the fear with that Lara feels throughout this game, and I really, really enjoy it. Not to mention, who doesn't love staring at some sweet, sweet cheeks while playing a third-person game? Especially those. Look at those birthing hips, baby. Oh, man. God, I know what you're thinking. Oh, you're so pervy. But you know what? Let's cut it back a little bit. Have a little bit of fun. I feel like YouTube anymore is trying to get too goddamn critical and too goddamn nice. Let's have some fun with this shit. I'm not really lusting for Lara Croft that much. Okay, never mind. Yes, I am. Holy shit. Catch you guys later. Like, subscribe, and comment.